crypto market as a whole shows you the fact that it is heading higher. Micro volatility is taking your attention away. But if you do zoom a little bit out, you know what's happening. We have seen multiple times in the history that the price action can go interesting. Yes, there are talks of particular ledgers getting trillions in value. But understand the thought process will take time. One of that is Bitcoin going to 280,000. Yeah, great. That's a good thought process. If you do align with one side of the narrative, it can help. But then the question is, if you do follow one asset, one industry, what do you see? What can you realize once you go through the micro volatility? Take out all of this and just look at what the price action conveys you. Just look at what the market would like to see. And that makes a lot of difference. If you do get into any of these assets or you're involved in any of these, you would really want to know where we're going. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We're going through a lot of these assets so that you guys know what it is doing. And why is that? Because the market is showing you signs. You actually end up in the market and you're literally looking at some of these assets. So this is XRP, we are looking at it. Is there a change in narrative? As of now, no. If you do break to the upside, that's positive. If you do break to the downside, you're coming back to your support, 0.5 and then 0.48. So you have support zones below you. You look at Bitcoin on a short term, you are trying to slow down. When you zoom in, say on a 4-hour chart, you can actually see that. But when you are on a higher time frame, it doesn't actually counteract with it. So if you are looking at the short-term picture, yeah, it shows you the trend line is being tested, and the RSI kind of shows the idea that you're slowing a bit down. But remember, as I've been highlighting, the macro, the medium to long term, it is going to take things away from the micro. So the moment you understand the fact that you're putting in higher highs, slowly but surely, you're doing that with a higher low structure, higher high, higher low, forming on a higher time frame is more valid. Now keep it on a daily chart so that it helps you well. Micro runs, micro drops will be a part of this. You will see things like this. You will see the ABC, then you will see the grind up. So while the price action breaks through different level of resistance, look at what the altcoin market is doing. And yeah, precisely, it is based on the capital flow. If you see that the capital flow is still to the Bitcoin direction, yeah, you're not actually watching a lot of altcoins popping. Now, you can go individually and look at some of them which are actually trying to break further to the upside. Say you take Sia coin for that matter. You take Sia coin here. Now, what are you looking at? The short term, it's breaking higher. It looks good. It looks great. The breakout call was made in the SI family, right? So now you put that on a medium term range. What do you see here? That's an asset which is showing you I've been consolidating, but now I'm breaking higher. But did it actually give you enough signals before? There was a breakout, there was a retest, there was a bounce. So the RSI was showing you that. MACD was suggesting I'm about to enter the positive zone. And remember, when it enters the positive zone, that's where, yeah, you get one big candle, but then your eventual trend to the upside happens there. If you've been there in the last season, we rode it and we called it, and the price actually went up like 10x. So if you understand what the market is about to give you, you're not worried about the short-term movements. Rather, you're positioning yourself to ride this wave. And we are going to do that as a group, as a family, using copy trading. Now, why is that important? Because the market is starting to show you something. Just look at last 1 week. You have some of these assets which are trying to push further to the upside. You're watching industry by industry, segments by segments, starting to show you capital flow. So yes, it will be volatile, highly volatile. Say you take an asset like this, Doge. You can actually take it and, the micro volatility there is extremely high. So what's happening on a macro? You have a breakout on a weekly. You look at the RSI, it did break to the upside. Fine. Now you slowly go zooming in and you reach the daily. You're like, whoa, that was a long way to the downside. Now watch why that's happening. On a 4-hour chart, it already showed you with the candle close here that it is showing negative divergence. The selling volume came in here heavy at the top. So yeah, expect a short-term correction. Now what are we looking at? Micro trend line can push it back up to 0.46. That's a substantial drop if you think that way. Now, if you're on a macro, you would look at this a little bit differently. The idea here is that the breakout happened and that actually went ahead of its time, right? You tried it, you failed, you broke through. Now, you didn't retest it before you will go up, getting an ABC correction, entering or re-entering here is going to be a great option in front of you because you know how this pattern plays out. What kind of pattern? The cup and handle. You do this job and then you continue with a new trend. So riding that new trend, it will be better to be on a weekly chart, and obviously it would be better to be on a weekly Heikin-Ashi chart. If you are a spot rider, just put your chart into weekly Heikin-Ashi, watch it. If it's green on a weekly close, you really don't care. Now think about the RSI. The RSI is saying I'm similar to what I've been before, and that was Feb 2024. Literally, it's saying the price needs to at least go up to 0.8, 0.85 to match what I'm doing now in terms of my strength. Okay, fine. So we get that point. So that's just one asset in the market. You want to get breakdown on all these different assets as you can see in front of you in the screen. Be a part of the Scientific Investor family using the link in the description below. As soon as the macro market starts popping, especially the altcoin market starts breaking to the upside, we'll actually go on copy trading. We'll actually go on the trading side of the equation. If you're thinking about it, then understand the fact. What we are trying to do is to get into the bounce. You got the breakout, you got the retest, you're trying to bounce. As soon as you do that, you will watch few altcoins starting to gain momentum, starting to attract liquidity. Go here, look at the volume. Some of these will show you I'm getting a lot of volume. Then you have to play the equation. You have to position yourself very well so that you can get a ride in that. Not a long-term ride, because this is going to be a short-term trading. You will have to enter, take 30%, 50%, 100% and get out. You'll have to do that multiple times to compound whatever you have. So observing the price action and the liquidity is going to be the key. The market will show you who the market is choosing, because the market may choose different assets and sometimes I may not even like that, but it doesn't matter. If the market says it's now running up because people would like to buy it more and more, yeah, I got something wrong, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't care. What if you're trading, what matters is the direction. If the weekly is saying I'm crossing to the upside, I'm turning green, you follow that. You don't have to go against it. Rather, you would follow a breakout. You can use that on a 3-day chart. You can do that on a weekly chart. It doesn't actually matter. You're following the price action. As soon as you get a breakout, you are in it. Now, say you're not a fan of the trend lines. Fine. If you like patterns, then you're watching this. A breakout here gives you a great target, which you would be riding. Say you are an RSI guy. Again, you're watching this. You're about to break higher. So there are tons and tons of assets nearing this equation. And that's one of the primary reasons why we're going in the scientific investor family, breaking things down for you so that you can get positioned. Even if you are not interested in trading and you're only a long-term holder, this is going to support you massively. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button. And if you want to get more updates, join the SF family. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.